That's absolutely right. It'll start in the north, far north first, and then make its way down toward the metro area as we head into the late afternoon and into the evening. We're expecting to see freezing rain. That's been our focus here for the last couple of days, as the models have confirmed that we're looking at ice accumulating in our area. Significant ice at that could be around the forecast area. So you have to plan for it, folks. We talk about travel, two things in particular, travel and also power outages. That's key when we talk about freezing rain because it weighs down the power lines. It topples over trees, tree limbs fall. Chris just reminded me that parking under our tower here at the station could be hazardous because of icicles that fall down on your car, and I don't need that on my ride. I don't need that. And so you got to park in the right place as well. If you're parking under trees, know that you can see those icicles falling down over time as this takes place. We got time on this, folks. This is not going to be something that just comes in like a severe thunderstorm, like a tornado or anything like that, comes in, causes damage, and gets right out. This is going to be stretched out over time, folks, like a snowstorm or like a winter storm does. As it continues to move through. So we have our 11 live weather impact alert from now until Monday. We're going to still experience the effects from this even after the precipitation is gone. We'll still be experiencing the effects from this. Look at this drying up. I was showing you this road earlier. This is up in the Blue Ridge where it was wet, where we had a little light rain, light precipitation coming down, but has been rain. Now things starting to dry up just a little bit, getting a little bit better. So a lot of folks obviously venturing out. As Jonathan mentioned, we got a nice little window here before conditions continue to deteriorate. Now, we've been stressing this by late afternoon, or at least by at the latest tonight. And I would say by 10, 11 o'clock, you need to be where you're going to be. And not only do you need to be there for tonight, you need to be there or have a plan to be there for the next couple of days. I would say even through Tuesday. Just make sure you can stay right there. All your supplies, everything you need to last for a couple of days, because this system will cause some problems for us, not only with the power outages, but you may not even be able to navigate around your neighborhood, maybe not even on your street. As that ice begins to pile up. You can see it now back off to the west of us. Up to the north, you got the snow, and then you got this area where you have some sleet and freezing rain. That's going to continue to head toward us and will likely arrive here, as we said, by this evening. Right now, the precipitation has been on the light side. Up here to the north, we've seen, especially in the higher elevations, some flakes flying around, but nothing too significant as of yet. So you still have people out and about walking around. We did have a few light raindrops coming down. That's it. Clouds for the most part here in the metro area and southward. We suspect it will stay that way for much of the day today. There's a better look at what's taking place up to the north. Our radar indicating some mixing taking place. There may be some sleet mixing in, but again, it has been on the light side, and so far, so good, right? But we know that this will continue to go downhill from here as those temperatures continue to drop. Ice storm warning in effect. You can see from Atlanta, just south of Atlanta, in fact, Henry County northward, covering just about all of North Georgia. We're looking at this from 1 o'clock in about a half hour. Will kick in and will last all the way through Monday about 10 a.m. We're looking at this ice storm warning. It's in these areas right in here where we can see significant amounts of precipitation coming down as far as freezing rain goes, and that is just going to pile up on us, folks. South of that, where you see the blue in here, that is where we have the winter weather advisory that is in effect. That winter weather advisory will last about the same time, but we're looking at lighter amounts, at least, of that precipitation around. Again, the two major concerns with this will be the slick roads and also the power outages. This is a huge system. We're not talking about just our area, right? This extends all the way back over into Albuquerque and extends all the way up to the north as far as Maine, Boston included in it. Where you see this pink area here, these are winter storm warnings that we're looking at, folks. And so this is a huge system. We're tracking an area of low pressure that's going to continue to slide up here toward the northeast. Notice down here to the south, that's all rain, and some of that could be on the severe side, which is why we're thinking in the southern portions of our state, there could be some severe weather around. Can you believe that? While here in the northeast, we'll be dealing with the ice. And look at that. By tonight, we're expecting that rain, whatever rain we have, to change over into freezing rain, and we'll have a period of that through the overnight going into Sunday morning. Will the wedge hold on? That's what we'll be looking at as we head through the overnight tonight. But we're expecting up in the northeast that maybe it could, and if it does, you're talking about higher totals, and that could lead to some major problems in our area. Here to talk more about that is Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb.
You were talking about that ice storm warning that we have, and it's going to be interesting in that not everybody in the warning area is going to experience the same conditions. Like folks down in Henry County who are in that warning won't experience the same conditions as folks up in Northeast Georgia, like up in White County, Rabun County, even Hall County, because that is going to be the area there to the north and east where we're going to see major impacts from this system. And even though Atlanta is just outside of that major category, it's still moderate impacts here. I want everyone in Atlanta to be prepared because we are going to have some icing overnight and also in the morning. It's just going to be more severe up in parts of northeast Georgia. And then on the south side, we have the minor impacts. So let's break this down even more. For that area in Major, which is northeast Georgia that you see right here, ice totals over a half an inch, and that is a significant amount of ice. I know that doesn't sound like much. You're saying only, that much ice. It is a lot when you see that much ice weighing down on trees and power lines. So we know it's going to be dangerous to impossible to travel beginning later today in northeast Georgia, but mainly this evening, overnight, and through much of the day tomorrow. There's dangerous and impossible travel there in northeast Georgia. Not only are we going to have widespread power outages in this area of northeast Georgia, but they're going to be lasting a long time because there's going to be so many power outages. That's going to take a while for all of the workers that are going to be out working so hard to repair the power. It's just going to be overwhelming almost. So that's why it's going to be longer for those power outages to take place. So that's northeast Georgia. How about northwest Georgia into metro Atlanta and out the I-20 corridor? That's where we're going to see ice totals 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. That's still a heavy amount of ice that will bring us some problems here in the metro Atlanta area. And that's going to be difficult travel. We've been telling people all along here in the metro area, we want you to be where you're going to be hunkering down by sunset. Even though it may not be happening right at sunset, there might be a little delay in that. Just to be safe, I want you to be where you're going to hunker down by sunset tonight, which is around 6 o'clock. We will be seeing difficult travel. We're going to have scattered outages, not as many as they're going to have in northeast Georgia, but still some power outages here in the metro area too. And then for far south and southwest of us, that's more minor area, that's where we're going to see ice less than 1/4 inch. We're talking about a glazing, maybe up to 1/4 inch in some spots. There will still be some slick travel there and some isolated power outages. And what makes that a little more concerning is that it may not be widespread icing everywhere in this area, but there will be spots. And that might make it even more dangerous because you might get a false sense of security thinking that everything's fine, and then you could hit a bridge or overpass that has slicked up, and then you would be spinning out and possibly having a wreck there too. So you've just got to be careful everywhere. I wouldn't plan on any driving late tonight, overnight, early tomorrow morning. Now in the afternoon tomorrow, we're going to have to watch to see how or if we see any improvements as temperatures get back up above freezing for a brief time here. So take a look at Sunday. We're going to start off at 29 degrees here in the morning. That's going to be below freezing for the first part of the day tomorrow. And I don't think we'll get back above freezing till maybe around lunchtime and after. For the afternoon hours, still with some of that freezing rain around. And we may have some breaks in that rain off and on. I don't think it's going to be a constant freezing rain. And then in the afternoon, this model's saying 42. I really think it might be more like 38, 39 degrees for the afternoon hours. But if we could get a few hours in with temperatures that will be above freezing for a while, still with more rain coming down though, that might help curtail the growth of any additional ice developing, and it might actually help to work away at some of that ice that is on the ground and also there on the trees too. So here's the forecast track that we're talking about right now. We've overlaid the temperatures on here so you can see what we're watching. Again, temperatures today, we're not anywhere near freezing. So we're fine here through the afternoon hours. But let me show you what we're watching. It's going to be this wedge pushing in from the north and east, all right? And that's where we're going to see the freezing rain starting as these temperatures drop out there tonight. 31 degrees at 9 o'clock tonight. Now it looks like Atlanta could still be around 37. That's a good thing for us because that would delay any development of any of that icing there. And then let's go through the late night hours here. You'll see by midnight, we're below freezing in Atlanta, right at near freezing in Peachtree City. But how about 25 in Gainesville with rain falling through that shallow layer of cold air at the surface, and that would make those icy conditions. So this is at midnight. Then we get to 3 in the morning, still some rain around, still with temperatures that are going to be below freezing. Then at 7 in the morning, spotty showers, maybe not a constant freezing rain, but temperatures are still below freezing. So it's this time frame late tonight, overnight, and into tomorrow where we're going to see the ice that's going to be on the trees and on the roads. And then we're hoping for some improvements here by 9 o'clock, maybe getting closer to freezing by lunchtime. maybe a little bit above freezing, but then look at this. This is another band of heavier rain that's going to be coming in, and this is what the models are thinking, and we often, as meteorologists, whenever you've got the wedge, the models often try to scour it out before it really does scour out in reality. So this model is saying that this system coming in is going to be able to overtake that wedge and hopefully warm us up a little bit to 34 here in Atlanta by lunchtime, but still freezing up in northeast Georgia. And then by 2:30 in the afternoon, maybe even up to around 39 here in Atlanta, but still 33 in Gainesville, 31 in Clayton. So still some frozen stuff up in northeast Georgia. And then through the rest of the afternoon, I don't think we would actually hit 45 degrees here in the afternoon hours on Sunday. If we do, that would be a good thing. But still, look, where that wedge is holding on, just barely above freezing in the Duluth and also the Gainesville area. So we're hoping for some of that warming to come in on Sunday to help work away at some of that ice that is left behind, because whatever is still left behind is going to be slick again on Monday morning, because that warming, brief warming that we have on Sunday is going to be just that. It's going to be brief, because we're going to see more of this really cold air rushing in Monday, talking about low temperatures down into the mid-20s on Monday. So things could be slick once again going into the first part of the week.